Hey guys, it's Tim. Time for a daily rift again on my Crusader today. I want to kind of go through the build that I'm using right now. I've been changing it like almost every rift, trying to find the right build, the build that's kind of the most fun. I was doing some group rifts last night on the stream, if you happen to catch that, and I had a dramatically different build. But for doing these rifts now, I went back to a pretty fun build, I think. It focuses on a couple different things. Number one, generating wrath pretty easily through like insurmountable and having like a high blocking shield, using punish to increase your block chance and whatnot. Some sort of wrath dump. For this rift, I'm going to be using Fist of the Heavens. I have been using the Blessed Shield with the Blessed Shield, which is called the jank board, as I call it. But yeah, you can pretty much use anything that you want for this. I really like the Falling Sword with Flurry. Like, Falling Sword in and of itself I don't really like. I think it has like a really big commitment, like a time commitment, because it has like a long casting time basically, and I really don't like that at all. And it doesn't do a ton of damage compared to how much time you have to invest into it. And so, however, the Flurry rune on here is really cool. It's like the Witch Doctor's Piranado, or however you pronounce it, that kind of like swirls the enemies around, and basically it's a stun, right? So it's cool. You'll see it. I'm using Heaven's Fury with the Split Fury because it's a holy damage thing, and it's, I don't know, you can pretty much use anyone that you want though. Condemn, I'm using the instant one because I am using the Blade of Prophecy, which is amazing, and so I am using this. This is really my big damage dealer too. And then I've actually changed to Akarat's Champion with the Prophet rune. Any rune is fine. The important thing for this is when you're going through like Torment 4 and stuff, like when I run into like something like a frozen champion, I don't know, you can kind of get yourself into some pretty tough situations. Akarat's Champion makes you immune to frozen, and so with the amount of cooldown reduction that I have built in, it's pretty reliable. It's a pretty reliable cooldown to keep me safe, to keep me alive against elites with some pretty tough modifiers. So yeah, again, the focus is on, generating wrath via blocking and stuff like that, and so I have a shield which has a 29% block chance, plus I use punish, which increases another 15%, and so that's pretty decent. And also I use hold your ground, so I'll show you how much block chance I actually have. I'm using Heavenly Strength because I'm using Blade of the Prophecy, and then Renewal because I have no life regen. I'll show you. Look, 5,873 life regen. And that is all coming from my Templar. Without my Templar, I have like basically nothing. And so I'm using Punish with the Rebirth rune just for a little bit of life regen, and then also I'm using the biggest source of life regen is coming from Renewal, and that's been sufficient most of the time. Yeah. So, anyways, let's quit wasting time going through all that stuff, and let me just start killing things and showing you how it works. But there's a lot of different variety you can use with this stuff. I think the best thing about the Crusader is they have so many different options. And so, like the Falling Sword, right? You could take or leave the Falling Sword. Like, it's not all that good in and of itself. I like it because it's a little bit of crowd control, and considering I don't have like a lot of life per second and stuff like that, having like a little bit of crowd control when you're in like a really big group, I think is pretty cool. I actually just got the shield, or the freeze of deflection, something like that is what it's called. And this is actually the first time that I'm trying to use this out. I have been using the jank board for the for Blessed Shield, and so this is the first time I'm actually using this, and so I'm kind of really interested to see just how good it is. If you're not sure what it does, when you block, which I have a high chance to block. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. I'll show you my block chance here in just a second. I have a high chance to block, and when you block, you have a chance to freeze them. Ouch. I suppose I've just been standing there taking those hits when I don't really need to be, so. Alright. Block chance, 59% when I have punish up. So, that's a decent block chance for sure, right? And then the shield, blocking an attack is a chance to freeze the attacker for 0.6 seconds. Not a long time, but I think that can make a pretty big difference when you're, surrounded by a bunch of mobs and stuff like that. Now, I'll tell you what really makes the biggest difference in Torment 4, 5, and 6 compared to any other item that you can get. It's this item right here, Harrington Waistguard. that item will carry you through Torment 4, Torment 5, and I suppose if you can be carried, Torment 6. But yeah, so I just popped the Harrington Waistguard. Like you can see, oh no, actually you can't see the little buff. There is a little buff that shows up that says that you have the Harrington Waistguard buff. When you hit a chest, when you hit a corpse, when you hit a weapon rack, all of those things. And so even though the Harrington Waistguard says it only it only triggers when you actually open up a chest, it's actually anything that you open. Oh boy, I'm about to die here. No. Oops. It actually triggers when you click on like a corpse, when you click on a weapon rack, when you click on a loose stone, anything like that. It actually triggers for all those things, so it really is quite cool. One thing I'm actually getting used to here is I had been running with the 4-piece Blackthorn set, and then when I got the Harrington Waistguard, and this poison is wrecking me, just wrecking me. Holy crap. When I had gotten the Harrington Waistguard, I actually lost the 4-piece bonus. Alright, let me try to find. Oh boy, this is not gonna go very well here.
Not ready yet.
Alright, so popped Akarat's Champion to try to live through this. I am using the Prophet one, which means that when I die, or if I would die with Akarat's Champion up, I actually don't die. I get restored. So, you know, for having like hardly any life regen or anything like that, I don't have too big of trouble staying alive. Like, these guys are kind of tough. Like, no lie. These guys are tough. Oh, they're health linked too. That's why they were so hard to kill. But yeah, so if you get the chance to find a Harrington Waistguard, alright, so there's some torture tools. Turn my Harrington Waistguard on, and then I just do tons of damage. But yeah, so if you find a Harrington Waistguard, use that thing. Like, you can sacrifice quite a bit and have that Harrington Waistguard still be really, really freaking good for you. Now, the Falling Sword is actually useful in a couple different spots as well. Number one, it's useful when you have like a bunch of monsters to kind of keep them crowd controlled and stuff like that, while you just condemn and, you know, Fist of the Heavens and whatnot. However, it's all, oh boy. It's also useful to like get out of things, right? Like if you're standing in a bunch of frozen and it's about to explode, then you just hit your Falling Sword. You jump up into the air. There's a little bit of a little bit of a hang time for it, and so then like you're safe from the frozen explosion. And then you land, and after the frozen has already gone, and you avoid it. So it's kind of cool that way. I don't really know how good Fist of the Heavens is right now for me, but torture tools. So like I don't even have like that much damage. My damage is at, well, it's high right now because I have a Frenzy Shrine, but I think I'm at like 700 and something thousand. But when I pop the Harrington Waistguard, it really, really increases it like a ton. Now, you know, for group play, this build is really not too awful. Like, the Falling Sword is actually really nice. The Condemn, I mean, like you really plow through normal monsters pretty easily, and so, the biggest weakness for this build is really the biggest weakness that almost all Crusader builds have, almost all of them, and that is single target. It just not have very much for single target. Alright, I'm gonna pop Akarat's Champion and just go nuts here. I'm not really afraid of dying, because if I lose a bunch of life, then I'll just get restored with my Akarat's Champion. Hey, a legendary. It is. Oh, it's the Azure Wrath. That's a cool sword, though. It's really quite useful on your follower. Like, if you've noticed, there's a lot of freezing going on. Now, some of that is my shield. However, some of it's actually my Templar when he's not dead, which he is right now. My Templar has the Azure Wrath, and so that actually freezes. Gives him a little bit more utility for me then too, so that's why I like it. I do really miss the Blackthorn's 4-piece bonus, so I mean, like, what is better on a character that is already like super tanky than making you immune to 3 different elite modifiers? Like, that's just awesome. So I was having a lot of fun with that, but I think for the Harrington Waistguard, it's worth it. Harrington Waistguard lets me get through elite packs a lot easier than I otherwise would. There, I just activated it. You just like one-shot those things with a condemn, you know? It's pretty huge. Here's with the Waistguard. Boom. Now, abilities that I'm more than willing to change. Probably my first one that I'm more than willing to change is going to be Fist of the Heavens. I'm not really tied to it right now. Just because I have the Freeze of Deflection on right now, I wanted to try to use something else instead of the Blessed Shield. Blessed Shield might still actually be one of the better ones to use anyways, but I've been trying, like, I had tried to use Shield Bash, and I still, man, Shield Bash does not do it for me. Are any of you guys using Shield Bash at all? I don't like it because, like, it has like a certain like animation timer, I think, and it's like really long. It doesn't matter like what your attack speed is. Like, if you use like a one-handed weapon, I can't tell the difference between the casting animation for it. I think it's like the same duration, and I think that makes it much less good. Like, if the cast animation on the Shield Bash was tied to your attack speed, which almost everything is, then it would probably be a lot better, because it does do a decent amount of damage. Here, I'll actually show you. Let me actually switch Fist of the Heavens out for a Shield Bash. I'll show you what it's like. Okay. Shield Bash. So the one that I have been using was Shattered Shield. One thing I don't like about Shield Bash is it is only frontal, and so this kind of makes it a little bit more AE. And it's also holy based, so. It's like, it does really good damage, most definitely. However, look at the cast animation for it, right? Alright, and it basically takes that whole time no matter what, so boom. Oh, hold on, I gotta build up some more Wrath first. Building up the Wrath. Okay. Here it is. Now, even when I have a one-handed weapon on, it's like, it seems to still be the same speed. Here, let me identify this. So this is 1.47 attacks per second. Wow, that... Oh, never mind. For a second there, I thought the Azure Wrath rolled with 2,600 damage per second. I was like, holy crap! Okay, anyways. So that's how fast it is with a one-handed weapon. And it's like, it seems to... It feels like it's the same speed. Maybe it's not. Maybe someone can tell me otherwise, but it seems like it's the same speed. And it's really slow. But what do we got? We got a shrine. Fortune Shrine. Alright. Now, Shield Bash does do a little bit more AE when you use, like, that first rune. But it still isn't anything compared to, like, using a Blessed Shield thing, you know? I think the nice thing about the Blessed Shield is it is a little bit better single target. Or, I mean, the Shield Bash, it is a little bit better single target because it does hit really hard. Now, one thing that I really like about this build is you have like so many fun cooldowns to use. Like you have Falling Sword, you have Heaven's Fury, you have Condemn, you have Akrat's Champion. Like it's all just like fun things to use, you know? Alright, I'm gonna try to clear some of these guys out. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. What are you guys doing? Gotta get those damn skeleton summoner guys. Gotta get them dead. Now, things that I build up on stat-wise, I try to get cooldown reduction because, I mean, all those spells that I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all cooldown. And some of them are actually pretty short cooldowns, and so if I can get them even shorter, then that's even better. Like, my Condemn is actually a pretty quick cooldown. Heaven's Fury is really fast cooldown, too. 20 seconds and 15 seconds, and I have about like a 40... Oh, jeez, I'm about dead here. Give me that health globe. Give me. Holy crap. Anyways. It's a little bit better with the Blessed Shield from what I found so far. Shield Bash, it just doesn't do it, man. But, I mean, it's by no means the best Crusader build. It's just kind of the one that I'm using, and it is kind of fun. And that's I think, the best thing about a Crusader. If you have not played a Crusader yet, you have to play a Crusader. It's a blast. It's really fun to play solo, especially with some of the changes that they've implemented. Almost all of the spells are usable, especially if you're just playing solo. You know what I mean? Oh, jeez. Those things hurt. Those things hurt. Alright, there. She's finally dead. It only took like 20 minutes to kill her, right? And Falling Sword is just freaking fun. It's not the best spell in the game, however, it is really fun. But yeah, so the Wrath Spender is probably the most fluid, like the fluid one, because you can choose whatever you want, basically. It's you can use Fist of the Heavens, you can use Blessed Shield, you can use Shield Bash, you can use Blessed Hammer if you want to. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. You could even use Sweep Attack. I tried to use Sweep Attack, it just did not have very good damage output at all. I mean, Shield Bash was actually better than that one too, so. But yeah, I mean, like, that's what I got. That's what I'm playing with. It's not... It's probably not going to be Torment 6 worthy, that's for sure. But I really enjoyed going through the Crusader skills, more so than my Demon Hunter. Going through my Demon Hunter skills was painful, and by going through I mean playing the game with all the different skills. I've gone all down the primary ones. I've used Smite, I've used Justice, Slash, all those different things for my Wrath Generator. Used all the secondary skills and stuff like that, and they're all fun to do. Unlike the Demon Hunter, some of them are just so weak, it's just not even fun to use them. And so I think that's a big difference between the Crusader and some of the other classes. Like, all of these things are options. You know, all of them are. I was even using like Laws of Hope and stuff like that. And you can use laws if you'd prefer. Like, if you don't want to use like Falling Sword, you can use like a law instead. Like, that's totally cool. And that's the best thing about the Crusader is everything's viable. Everything's viable. Well, can you do Torment 6 efficiently with everything? No, you won't be able to. However, everything's viable and everything is fun to play with. Even like Judgment, Consecration, you can use Iron Skin, Shield Glare is fun to use. Provoke is actually a lot of fun to use too, especially when you're using like Fist of the Heavens and whatnot. You know, you go in there, you dump your Wrath, you hit Provoke, you get a bunch of Wrath again, then you continue to Fist of the Heavens. Like, that's really cool. I was even using, instead of Akrat's Champion, I was using Bombardment for a little while too, and that was quite fun since they changed some of the runes to be holy versus like almost all of them being physical. So now there's a holy, there's a fire, and then 2 other physicals too. So yeah, anyways guys, that's kind of what I'm doing. Stream is probably going to be a little bit late tonight. I'm going to go see Godzilla, and after that I'll be on to play some more. So stop by the stream, twitch.tv/I'mTheMatrix if you get a chance, and say hi, and thumbs up the video if you like it, subscribe if you like the videos, and hope to see you around. Thanks.